If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification.
So, as I've mentioned several times in the last few weeks, we are near Lubbock, Texas, and we've been staying at these city parks, free camping, provide free electric, free water. Basically, it's a hookup. Some of them have a pipe where you can put your sewage into right at the campground. Others have dump stations. This one just installed sewer pipes right at your campsite. I think there's 4 campground or camping spots here. Stay limits vary depending on which one you're at, from I don't know, 5 to 1 day, and the distances weren't too bad from one another. You could just kind of go from one to the other. Most of them are like 25 miles apart. I think the furthest one distance between the two was 40 miles. I was able to order tires at one of the spots that we stayed at in one of the towns from Walmart, and with a 5-day delivery. I went down south to a different campground, came back up, got them, went north to a different campground. So, I mean, it was real handy. As I just told you a couple days ago, it's real concerning if you have to get mail for any reason. My bank told me they're going to shut off my debit card, and so I got to figure out how to get my debit card down to me. Well, when we're staying at these little campgrounds, which, I really don't want to miss this opportunity, not stay at these campgrounds, because it's all the free resources, the water, the electric. Of course, you pay your donations, and so we always pay our donations. So I don't want to miss them, but on the other hand, getting that debit card is real concerning to me. So we're really trying to figure out how to plan all this out so we don't miss this opportunity and still get our debit card. But this led to several questions the other day when I brought up the debit card about mail and being a domicile. Domicile means, which state do you reside in? Look, here, I'm going to start out with domicile, and I've talked about this before. I'm not a big fan of going to states that allow you to register there and be a nomad and these kind of things. I'm just not a fan of it because South Dakota happens to be one of them. And there is a lot of debate in their Senate and Congress right now whether they want to continue this or not. And I suspect the reason is because so many people decided to become domiciles of South Dakota. South Dakota's politics and taxes and everything is changing, and nobody lives there. So, they get to vote. People get to vote on things. Think about it, for all these years, South Dakota probably voted one particular way or another. And now all these nomads are registering, so they get to vote there, and it's changed the political landscape for people who don't even live there. So I am a big fan of trying to stay in the state that you come from. I come from Missouri, and sure, it's absolutely complicated to live in Missouri and be a nomad. But, I was raised in Missouri. I have helped change the political environments. I know Missouri. All these things that I support and believe in come from Missouri. So I don't want to take my tax dollars away from Missouri and give them to a different state because, it's easier to be a nomad. So to me, it's not something that I want to do. So what I did was I found a family member, my mother, who says, yes, I can live with her. My address is her house. And so I pay taxes in that town, personal property tax. So all my money is supporting this particular town, which actually, I was raised in this town for several years. So I feel like I'm supporting the community that has supported me all my life. To switch the subjects about mail, there are companies that they're called mail forwarding companies, and there's several. Just Google them, mail forwarding companies. One I think is called America's Mailbox or something. And so what you do is you pay them a fee and your mail goes to them. And then when you get to a location, they will forward that mail to that post office in general delivery. I have Mom who helps me out with that. But the thing is, as I was telling you in that video the other day, I don't have a lot of mail. Occasionally something will pop up like this debit card. This is the first time in 2 years that anything has come up where I needed to get mail from a Mom. Most of the time, it's stuff that I already know about. Taxes, license plates, those kind of things. Even when my bank sends out something, it's expected. So I can go back to Missouri, which I do. I go visit my mother. and I can go take care of all these things without really needing mail. So everything else I do online. Now, first of all my bills are paid. You know, I'm debt free, so I don't have anything that is critical that I must pay. Or if, you know, I mess up, I'm gonna lose my credit, or I'm gonna lose my truck or anything. So no, I don't have any of those things to worry about. And so I strongly encourage you that you come out here, you be debt free. Now, the bills that I do pay are really not that big of a deal. Insurance is automatically taken out of my account, my checking account, every month. The same with my Netflix and my internet. You know, I got 3 sources of internet. And so all of these are drawn out of the account automatically. So I don't have to worry about anything. My paychecks are direct deposit straight into my checking account. And I can do all my banking online. And what I do have one credit card for an emergency. So right now I'm kind of in this emergency that I might have to use the credit card. I can simply pay the credit card bill straight from my checking account because the credit card comes straight from the bank. So I try to make everything as simplistic as possible so I can do it online without even needing to worry about mail. Now, if I need to buy something, you know, everybody says Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. I'm not a big fan of relying on the mail system to get things right. I've watched YouTube videos where Amazon will send it out late and a person's got to leave the campground. And this is the biggest problem I have is you got to leave the campground. Well, then they send it out to you and you got to come back for it or whatever. Whereas if you order things through Walmart, it gets a little bit more simplistic. Oh, and I get to the campground and it's not open, but I've already ordered something and I sent it to the Walmart. Well, it's not that big of a deal. I can simply cancel the order with Walmart. So nothing gets shipped out. And even if it does ship out, Walmart's not going to get all upset that you have to have this return thing or anything. Everything that I rely on, I can order from Walmart. The 2 things that are most critical to our lifestyle is our refrigerator and my generator, both of which I can order through Walmart. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.